Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. I just thought I would pop in and talk to you about what's going on in the planets and the stars. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for April 24th through 27th. So, what's going on here is more energy of this past and future stuff. And we're really feeling like we're straddling our old self and our new self, our old reality and our new reality. And it's bringing some energy of confusion and lack of direction. Now, a big part of this is that we're moving into this transit of Mars in Gemini, really wanting to move forward into this new chapter. Gemini, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So we have that desire with Mars and Gemini to understand what's going on and make it land in our conceptual reality. And then, but it's coming into this square with Neptune. And so that's bringing this energy back into the confusion of the past and where am I going and what am I doing, and a feeling of like going in circles. It's like, okay, well, I'm kind of sensing this new energy because we've just had the sun cross over Uranus. And this is like that upgrade we talked about, allowing our identity, how we see ourselves, to adjust to these new energies of Uranus and Taurus and Chiron and Aries. So we're trying to adjust, we're getting this upgrade. But when you're in the process of transformation, you know, like a butterfly in the, before it comes out of the cocoon, that butterfly, you know, doesn't really know what's going on. Is it living? Is it dying? Is it transforming? Is it growing wings? Is it just hanging out there, right? You know, and this is kind of the feeling that we're in right now. It's like, wait a minute, I thought I had a sense that I was moving forward, feeling this new energy, and now I think I might be going backwards again, right? Or in circles. It's kind of the energy that's coming up. And we're going to be feeling this through the end of the month. So it's good to know, and part of the reason we're feeling this is because Pluto's turning retrograde today. Now, when the bigger planets, slower moving planets turn retrograde, we don't really feel they're retrograde so much as when they actually turn. So for the few days right around when they turn retrograde, we're being pulled a little bit with this Pluto energy. It's this desire for transformation, but also kind of like, well, wait a minute, am I really ready for this? And, you know, can I let go of the past? Because it's what I know. And so we're just kind of having this shifting energy of it just the same thing we've been feeling for the last year, of just being straddled between the old and the new, and the old paradigm and the new paradigm, and the old identity and the new identity, and the old chapter and the new chapter. And it's like they're getting further and further apart, but somehow we're stretching to maintain this kind of in between place. And it's interesting because, you know, for some people it's such an uncomfortable place. It's like, yes, let's get on with it. But it's becoming more and more comfortable because of these subconscious fears that are coming up around the future, and really letting go of our personality constructs that no longer fit. But with Saturn in conjunction with the south node of the moon, we have to. And so that's kind of the past energy coming up. The south node is our past karma, what's dragging on us from behind. Now, Saturn is the laws and rules and reality that we live in this 3D constructed reality, material existence. And so there's going to be continued frustration energy coming up for some people around this moving forward energy, and kind of like, the more you are ready and want to move. And this is part of the pattern of the spiritual awakening process. People get pretty frustrated because it's like, well, I've done all this work and I've been on the path and I've been totally devoted. But the more you're on the path and the more you're dedicated to your spiritual awakening, the more difficult it can get at times, right? Because you're having this karmic bloom. And the closer you get to freedom in your psychological self, which is really what the universe is offering us a glimpse of right now, the more intense it gets. right? And it kind of is, it feels unfair. This is the energy of Saturn in the South Node. It's like, no, you can't. And it's like things are working against you, and there's boundaries and there's restrictions. Everything that feels like that right now is connected to a false belief that has to do with who you were in the past. And of course, it could be way past lives, right? It's like deep in our subconscious when we're working with the South Node of the moon, and then Saturn is this reality. So it's cool in a way, because when those things are so buried deep in our subconscious, we can't fix them. We can't address them. We can't shift that because it's so far away from our everyday reality. And Saturn is bringing it to the surface. And for us to be able to like, oh, okay, now I see that pattern. And now I don't need to live my life by that subconscious pattern anymore. It's no longer subconscious, right? So that's part of the energy. It's like kind of like when you look at the astrology right now, and for the past couple of months and for a whole nother month, it's been one thing after another, just transit. Like, whoa, we're getting so squeezed right now. But when you put it all together into a picture right now, the universe is trying to help us move into this new energy. And so the combination of Venus in conjunction with Chiron, we're still feeling that happened yesterday. We're going to feel that for the next couple of days. The sun conjunct Uranus, we're going to feel that for the next couple of days. And this is like upgrade, time to come into your new self, time to stand up for who you are, time to know you deserve it, right? And then we've got the South Pluto turning retrograde, and in that semi-sextile relationship to Jupiter. And this is bringing this like feeling of uncomfortable, just very, very uncomfortable in your skin, uncomfortable because it's like, it's like, I guess, we have to feel the ill-fitting garment has to get very tight before we're willing to take it off, right? And so we're at that place. And so it's kind of like maybe a crossroads energy where we know we are not quite ready to go into the future because it's so unknown, and yet we can't go back either, And, that's kind of the difference in the energy right now, is that for the last year, we've had these opportunities. You can go back. You can be in your own old paradigm. Go ahead, find that comfort, find that ground out, and then maybe try again for the new. But that old is falling away now. And so we're feeling all of this. And it's like the universe has these beautiful messages for us. Mars in coming up though into this square with Neptune is making us go, I thought I had an idea of where I was going and what I was doing, and now I'm just going in circles again. I thought I was getting somewhere, and I'm just going over the same territory again and again. And it's just back into this Pisces confusion energy. And Mars is like, come on, let's go. Finally, let's do it. Let's do something, And so it's like the past and the future are coming up against each other, but as an opportunity to show us those deeper subconscious patterns that are holding us in that old paradigm. And we might not even realize it's an old paradigm because it's so deeply subconscious. We might not even realize that this is holding us back. So really important, this comes to surface. And as Pluto is turning retrograde, there is a revealing that can happen. And the timing of that Saturn South Node, the universe is on our side, and maybe that's part of this Saturn South Node energy. It's like it's time for us to get over this feeling of being victimized by our reality, because it doesn't really fit us, right? So there's a lot of souls on the planet in this lower frequency vibration that feel very smushed, like their body, this world can't fit them. They have this so much more to their field and to their experiences as souls. And this narrow reality where no one seems to care what's really going on in the bigger picture can be incredibly frustrating. But we're breaking those chains down, right? Like this is all about getting more comfortable and being able to move forward in the way we're really meant to in our spiritual evolution. And so the universe is saying, okay, and maybe this Saturn conjunct the South Node is an opportunity. We're going to be feeling this through the first week of May, probably the first couple of weeks of May. So this energy is powerful. It's exact through the beginning of May. And it's a really great time to reorient ourselves. Now, Saturn and Pluto being 3 degrees apart, next month they'll be 2 degrees apart, and Saturn on the South Node. It's just like we're feeling this massive squeeze preparation for the 2020 astrology, and they're on center stage. Saturn and Pluto are on center stage. So everything that happens around them. Now that's part of the deal with these next couple of days, is that the moon is in Capricorn. And so it's going to be going over Saturn and then Pluto, and it's just highlighting this. And then, you know, the moon, it moves quickly, but it's our emotions. And so it's bringing up all these feelings of this physical world working against you. And that is part of the process of breaking free of the paradigms and the control and the programming that we have been subjected to, right? It's like necessary to feel the feelings of being thwarted, the energies working against you, in order to break free of that energy. And that's going to be coming up over these next couple of days. The moon crossing over Saturn and the South Node, and then Pluto, and it's kind of bringing up. But see, these programs are deep in our subconscious around being thwarted. And like when you believe that there's a force out there working against you, which is very real. I don't want to like invalidate that, but we have to have a change of perspective around this. And the universe is helping us with this right now. And the Saturn conjunct the South Node is an opportunity to be like, you know what? If there's something out there working against me, then I'm a victim, right? And so I'm going to change my thinking and decide that I can take this power back, that whatever's fueling this opposition energy in my life is actually using source energy. It's all part of the whole. And I'm no longer going to give it my attention, my energy, and my power. And I'm going to take that back inside myself, pick myself up by my bootstraps, get over this victimhood. We're kind of, you know, back and forth in this because Venus and Chiron, Venus is like, yes, I'm ready to stand up and be who I really am. And yet Mars square Neptune is saying, no, you don't know who you are. You know, how can you stand up and be who you really are when you have no idea who you really are? And so, it's a pretty powerful time and an intense time, but we're in it together, and it's for a reason, to break free. So thank you so much for joining me for this Gaia Daily Update, and my assistant here. And I look forward to next time. Hang in there. A lot is being revealed to us right now. It's a powerful time. Just pay attention, sit tight, and know that we're going to have a little bit more confusion before we get to clarity. And so I look forward to checking in with you soon. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.